Well, welcome back to another Medtech Snapshot. We are doing a three-part discussion. The first part, we had Jeff Gable here, who's joined me in studio, really talking about agile development, but specific to the design input phase. And he had covered, masterly, if I may say so myself, really four areas that are really most important when you're looking at that particular development phase. And that's really more on the embedded systems, embedded software side. So what I've asked Jeff to do was take those four segments and break them down so we can get into a little bit more detail, because he has identified that these four areas are really some of the most crucial building blocks in the development phase. So Jeff, can you take us through those first two phases in a little bit more detail and share with us why it's so important to really focus on those activities and do so well?
Sure. So as a reminder for the audience, the first 2 points that I made were: one, iteratively prototype extensively before starting your design control process. And two was to ruthlessly prioritize those high-level requirements and determine that true minimum set that you can ship to market as a version 1. And so for the first step, which is prototype extensively, people know this. People know that they need to find product market fit and know what they're going to build. But the problem, I think, is people rush into that design controlled process too early. And as agile as you can be, and as streamlined as you can be, that design control process will still introduce significant overhead. You're going to be spending lots and lots of time determining requirements, making sure they're well written and testable. You're going to be spending lots of time doing hazard and risk analysis. And you should not be wasting your time doing those things extensively until you have confidence that you actually have a product that the market wants. So all of those early stage activities, rapid prototyping, informal and formative usability tests, market interviews, key opinion leader interviews, those are the activities you need to be doing before starting that formal design control process where you start tracking your requirements and going through that V model of doing your detailed design based on your requirements. During that rapid prototyping phase, you want to keep your documentation light, but you still want to track your design iterations, what makes each one work and not work. And so a mental model I like to give to people is like a scientist's experimental notebook. You want to track your experiments and what you tried and what the outcome was, but you do not need to go full bore on a QMS. You know, a regulatory consultant will say that, you know, you want to get a QMS running early, and that may be true. You can talk to regulatory and quality consultants about that, but keep that documentation and that process light until you have something that you know the market wants. The second stage was, or second point I wanted to make was about ruthlessly, and I mean really ruthlessly, minimizing those requirements for the first version that you ship to market. And it's just a classic failure mode of product development that people want to throw the kitchen sink into their first device and keep adding features and keep adding features. And in the end, it's that you really have to break it down to your core value proposition. What is the most fundamental functionality that your device has to provide? And that's what you focus on, and you polish that heavily, but don't add bells and whistles, please, 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 because you will learn more when you get your product out to market. And that is really kind of what Agile is all about. It's about getting that feedback as soon as you can. You've done all the early prototyping work, you've done your market interviews and your usability testing, but the real learning happens once your product is out to market, and you want to get that done as fast as possible. Get through FDA and into market before you run out of money. And you're not going to do that if you add a lot of bells and whistles to your product. Those are the points I wanted to make.